Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another track guide. This week from Phillip Island for the V8 Veterans third round. Um, don't mind Phillip Island. Bit of a love-hate relationship. Watched it growing up, love the track, love the layout. Just can't go that quick. Um, when I have saying that, what I do tonight a night, so that's pretty good. Like 28.4, 28.2 is my quickest, but that was with last year's setup. Um, so yeah, I'll talk you around my what I think is a good line. Maybe you guys can lend me some some tips. But yeah, I've found that some people are doing certain things that I'm like, oh, and I try it and it doesn't work for me. So this is a completely different look at the track and what line I actually take. Couple of things different this week, guys. Got the pedal cam up there so you can see what my feet are doing. I'm only a left foot breaker, but give you a bit of a rough idea. Got the shifter back this week. I was on the paddles for a while because I was looking for some alley profile. Ended up getting that. So mounted the shifter on there. Love the pedals, but just for me, I just like the immersion. These are really good. Don't have to take your hands off the wheel, sorry. So when you're going quick and you're under stress, yeah, you don't have to do these ones and hold with one arm and all that sort of stuff. But I just quite like having the shifter there. Yeah, it feels more like a car, which is probably a good reason why I'm going to get another VR. But we'll see what happens. But I'll take you out on an out lap and talk you through it, and then we'll just do a quick one, see if we can get around, and then I'll just grab my quickest lap of tonight and then just talk you through that and then just show you what it looks like in real time as usual. Alright, so coming out of the pits, nothing too stressful. Better put my relative on down here. I've normally got the Race Labs overlay going, but yeah, I'll just leave it off for this one. So a bit of a late apex into this first one. I'll talk you through that a bit later. More of a straight line here, back down to third. And then I'm sort of taking this sort of a line. Maybe just drift out a little bit like that. But once you hit that ridge, you want to be braking all done and then accelerating out this sort of a line using all of the track here coming right out. It's coming down to this next left-hander. They call it the third corner, but not really much of a corner. Pretty straightforward. Now at the 150 here to the hairpin. Under brakes, I hold fifth all the way back down to first. Coming across mid-track and then coming in nice and tight, short shift into second, and then just pointing the car out and then accelerating as hard as I can. Come up this next left-hander, end of the curve there on the right, back down to second later than what I've done there, and then coming across and hugging your curb again, getting the car pointed, hard under acceleration out of the corner there. Bit of a straightforward this next one. I've found the later apex right out here like this. Tends to get you more over towards the middle of the track, which is where I want to be. Up into fifth and then back to fourth, and then this second little notch here, you're back to third, and then hugging this curb on the left, accelerating out as hard as you can, and then just before the 50, hard under brakes. Second, late back to first, late apex into the corner, and then hard out of here. All right, I'll do a bit of a run, see how we go. Late apex on this left-hander, just to get a good run. Short shift into third, and then on it a little bit early on off the accelerator here, just so you can come across and hit your curb. Oh, used all the track there. Alright. So coming down to the first corner. I'll try not to talk because I'll probably stuff it up, but we'll do it. I'll show you. Yeah, I got a little bit on it there, and that's what I'm talking about. The RSN wants to come around, so you tend to drift across the track on those big sweeping corners. Oh, bit of a late one there. Thought I had it. Pointing out of the corner, nice late. Shift back to second, come across nice and tight onto the curb here. Point out of the corner, accelerating hard. Use all the track. This is a bit untidy, but it gives you a general drift. Gist. Mid-corner, mid-road here. Nice and late. Short shift, that was a bit wide. And then out onto the straight off the accelerator. Oh, it's a bit late as well. Alright, way off the pace there, but that was a rough idea. So we'll come down here. I'll get my fastest lap and just talk you through it really quickly. Back to the pits. All right. Shut up, car. All right, so lap. So we got a 128.45 here. So we'll try that one. We'll go back a little smidge. Select the old chase cam. Sorry for the fluff. Oh, I already got it there. Look at that. All right, eBay there. All right, so coming down the main straight all the way up into, oh, pardon me, 6th gear. Pretty straightforward. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky one. I used to brake right there at the white line in a straight line. For some reason, over the last few seasons, I've found that's way too early. So, especially if you're trying to overtake someone into the first corner, that's way too early. So using all of the track here, coming out wide, and a late apex. So you want to get off the accelerator at probably about here. There's no real brake marker. Off the accelerator, late apex. So you're off the accelerator, coming across, your natural compression of the rear tyres will bring it across. Then you just light under brakes just to get yourself across the curb to where you want it. But as I said, a late apex, once you hit that curb, accelerating out there as hard as you can. So nice and late here. As you can see, a little bit on the brakes, coming across, hitting that curb, accelerating out, keeping myself nice and mid-road here. So you can use more of the track if you want, but just make sure you come back out of here just to sort of set yourself up. You can come through here, but it's going to knock off a little bit of time. So I come up here, once again, not a real good brake marker. Roughly about here, I'll go back to 4th, and then just as I'm about to turn in, I'll go back to 3rd. And then I hug this curb here on the left. A lot of guys I've noticed come through up to that little curb that's up here because the corner comes around, and it's sort of basically, this is the exit, this is the entrance. It comes up like this. So that's exaggerated, but yeah, it'll come up over a little ridge and then come back out like that. So you want to get all your braking and your turning done before you hit that little ridge. And basically about there, you want to start coming back around and then nice and tight on the curb and accelerating out. As you'll see here, I'll try to show you. It's better than talking about it. It's coming nice and tight. Get your braking done. I've drifted out just a little bit. There's the curb coming across, that bump, sorry, coming across to the curb, and just accelerating out as hard as you can using all of the track. Coming down into turn 3 here, basically straightforward, that little left-hander there. All right, so coming up to this nice tight right-hand hairpin at the 150 back there, you want to start getting on the brake. My brake lights are on. A bad habit, I've just got my foot resting on the brake, just that smidge. Got to get myself out of that. I do watch it, but every so often I'll still do it. So anyway, at the 150, I don't click 6th coming down here into this corner. I'm still in 5th. I haven't revved it out yet, so I find that the way to go. So at the 150 or just before, hard under brakes, all the way from 5th back to 1st. So just before I come into the corner, I'm braking in a straight line once again. I come sort of more mid-road, and then just before I'm about to go into the corner, giving it a good rev and clicking it back down to 1st. Coming around sort of mid to late apex, and then a short shift into 2nd, as you'll see. Nice and hard under brakes. That can be a bit of a tricky one, but as you see, coming across mid-corner, short shifting up into 2nd, and then I probably could have been a bit tighter here, and then coming around once you get to about here, pointing the car, and then just accelerating out as hard as you can using all the track. Coming into that hairpin, that right hairpin, can be a little bit of a tricky one. It's probably the best one to try to practice, as you will end up doing a lot of overtaking there, or people will, and just getting used to going down the gears, getting on the brakes, seeing how far you are from the corner, what the car's doing, all that sort of thing, just so that you can pull yourself up there and not lose the arse end or understeer or overshoot, run into someone, all that sort of jargon. So anyway, coming up to the next left-hander. So powering out of there, as you see, as hard as I can. So basically the brake marker here, I use this one here at the end. I do go a little bit later sometimes. Off the accelerator in 3rd gear, I'll brake all the way through to here and then hit 2nd about here. I think I did a little bit earlier in this one, but hit 2nd pretty late for myself. Give it a good blip, because I'm not auto blipping. I can give it a good blip so that it doesn't compression lock up. I'm sort of staying more mid-track, coming around and then trying to hug the curb mid-corner, and then getting the car completely turned and then accelerating out once again. Coming around nice and tight, mid-corner, nice and tight, pointing the car and then accelerating out as hard as I can. Coming through to this next left-hander, pretty straightforward. Now with this one, it is a straightforward corner, but I've noticed in the past I sort of was coming more here. In this one, I've come more later apex, just to keep myself more mid-track. for this next left-hander, just to set it up a bit better, rather than drifting all the way out to the left and then having to pull up really hard and then trying to get myself around without sliding out to the right-hand side of the track, as you'll see here. It's coming through. Nice late apex there, just accelerating the whole time, flat stick. Coming up to this next left-hander here, yeah, as you can see, I'm more mid-track. So I'm off the accelerator. Once again, no brake marker. Off the accelerator, coasting in. So you can see these two notches here. There's one little bump that sticks out in the corner, and then there's another one here. So I'm off the accelerator here already. Brake probably about at this bitumen, I suppose. I'm back to fourth, and then just before I hit this little next notch, I'm back to third. That gets me into that little notch there, nice and tight, and then basically on that notch just before, I can start just slowly accelerating up the hill, or gradually accelerating, sorry, not slowly, gradually accelerating, and then just powering out of the corner before we come up to the next right-hander. So back to fourth, back to third, into that little notch, nice and tight through here, up out of the corner, and then just accelerating out as hard as I can. Once again, I had my foot little sort of resting on the brake there, but just before the 50 here, probably about a car length, probably 2 car lengths, I was back here. I get under brakes. You probably can go a little bit later. I'm not that confident into this corner. I am, but I'm not. I sort of, yeah, find it sort of is unpredictable. Anyway, I stay sort of more out to the left-hand side of the road in a straight line once again. I'm in third here, back to second, and then just a late shift back to third before I'm about to turn into the corner. Sort of get about mid to late apex into this next corner, and then I keep it nice and tight out of this corner to stay sort of more mid-track or over to the right. And then it sets up the next left hand, as you'll see here. Coming down, mid corner there, keeping it tight, and then just accelerating out. Just watch as you come out of there. Don't accelerate too much. As you can see, the RCM was starting to go there. So you want to just maintain your acceleration. Once you're out and straight, then accelerate nice and hard. Maybe a little bit earlier, but just watch that accelerator. It will bring the car around. So as you can see, sort of mid-track here, I stay out here, and then it just sets you up for a mid to late apex on the next left-hander. Up into second, and then I'm holding second all the way around till I'm basically around the corner just before this white part of the curb. I sort of short shift to third, and then just watch your accelerator coming out, but as hard as you can out of the corner. It will shoot you forward, but sort of drift you over to the side of the track, so just watch that, using all the track there coming out of that left-hander. All right, so coming into this nice tricky last left-hander. So I stick right out here. What I used to do is come right out here, watch some of the faster boys. They come out, and then I see them come off the accelerator and then coming in and hitting their curb. And then, but what I didn't see is that they were coming off the accelerator earlier than what I thought. I thought it was out here. Turn these boys down a little bit. Yeah, so I've noticed about here you want to start getting off the accelerator just so you can sort of, it's sort of hard to explain, like the curb's here, and you want to, instead of come like right out here and coming in like this, you want to come in more to meet the curb and then accelerating out as you hit it. As you'll see here, I'll basically show you. I can't really explain it too well. So off the accelerator there, coming across, hitting your curb. So I'm already off the brakes and accelerating out of that corner, and you can short shift to fifth, or not short shift to fifth, but you're on fifth earlier than what you normally would be. And that's a whole track guide over the line there. So I'll put it into the cockpit view here, guys, just so you can have a bit of a geezer. Sorry if someone's in chat at the moment. I'm just not really watching. Just thought I'd get this done for you. So I'll put it in the cockpit view, go back to here. Now, I'll try not to talk too much, but yeah, this is a hot lap in the cockpit. So down the main straight, guys, all the way up in 6th. See, no brake marker. So you're just basically coasting off, come around, hitting your apex, hitting your curve there, and then accelerating out, staying mid-track. So you're braking here, but you're not braking overly hard. See, as you saw, I left a little bit late and drifted out a bit, but I've got it done before I hit that peak, and then coming around, and see, I've drifted out too far there as well. So you just got to watch how hard you get on it and how early you get on it. So just here before the 150, just before the 150, that's where I go, hard under brakes, short shifting, pointing the car, and then accelerating out as hard as you can. End of the curb here on the right, off the accelerator, late shift back to second, nice and tight on the curb here, pointing the car, accelerating out. See, I accelerate a little bit early there. So coming through this next right-hander, a bit of a later apex, staying mid-track into this next one. As you can see here, no braking marker, off the accelerator, back to fourth, back to third before I hit that notch, and then accelerating. Probably could have got off a little bit earlier as well, because as I did slide. Back down to first, nice and tight through here. Short shift to second. Powering out mid-track. Bit of a later apex here. Holding second. Short shift to third. Accelerating out. Just watch it coming out of there. It can lose the arse end very easy. I sort of stuffed that one up. That was sort of left it late to come off the accelerator. Could have done that one a little bit better as well. Look, that's another track guide, guys. I've been trying to get on to Jeff, but I think he's concentrating to do a few hot laps of his own, so just thought he might have something to say, but that's another track guide, guys. By all means, if you have anything to ask me, message me in Discord or on YouTube. Leave a comment. If you did like the video, drop us a like. But as usual, guys, that's another track guide. Hope you liked it. Hope you got something out of it. Can't wait to see you in the race. Cheers, guys.